Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave.
Tonight we're going to be reviewing a rye. All right, so we're back, and as I said, tonight we're going to be reviewing a rye whiskey. And not only is it a rye whiskey, but it's 100% rye. So I think some ryes, I think they have to be at least 51% rye. Then they can have corn, or they can have, I think, even barley in the mash bill. But this is 100% rye. I think if I did my homework right. Have you heard of WhistlePig before?
I have. I had this whiskey in Chicago on a work trip.
So, yeah? Did you like it? We'll find out.
We'll find out. Oh, you know what? That'll come in handy for tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is WhistlePig straight rye whiskey. It's aged for 10 years, which we like. Mm-hmm. An actual age statement on North American whiskey is kind of rare these days. It's at 50% ABV. So WhistlePig, they actually have a really awesome distillery now in Vermont. It is kind of like a farm, craft distillery. Ooh. And I think that they are doing things right. So obviously, I like craft kind of distilleries. I like Springbank, Berkeley, just kind of anything like that. That's
you like Springbank?
Anything that's like kind of, it's not cookie cutter. It's not industrialized.
They're not cutting edges.
Yeah, they try to do things the right way. Corners. They take their time. And I think WhistlePig is doing that. The one thing, they do get a little criticism, and I believe the whiskey in here actually came from Alberta, Canada. From Alberta Distilleries, I think, is the name of where they sourced the rye whiskey. And then they bottled it at their plant, the distillery in Vermont. That's because whenever they start a distillery, when you first start, you don't have any whiskey. So you got to kind of start the brand, start making stuff, marketing, but you want to start putting out something. So that's, I believe, I think some of the whiskey that's coming out now, they actually, distilled and aged at the Vermont distillery, but I'm pretty sure this was sourced from Canada.
Yeah.
So
did your mom drink Canada Mist back in the day?
No. We were an RC diet, caffeine-free RC Cola
RC
family.
Cola. I almost wrote RC Cola as a note.
Yeah? I actually got cola in this too. So, without further ado, anything else we want to say about this whiskey?
Nope.
All right. Let's get into it. I actually left a little bit of mine in the glass because this is a very harsh mistress.
I've got some.
You got enough?
Yep. Well, first of all, over this past week, we celebrated our nation's independence from Great Britain, and I spent a long day in the sun and drank all day long. And as we were talking about it, my wife and I, we both kind of decided to take a little break from drinking because we had friends from out of town. We were going to the brewery every night, and it just we wanted to take a couple weeks off. So for tonight, since I've already had this whiskey, I'm just going to be doing some smellings and some swishings.
And then spitting it out.
And Keith gave me the okay to waste a little bit. So
now, if this was a Springbank, no.
Yeah. So anyway, my apologies for the people are going to probably unsubscribe over this, but hey.
You're still getting the nosing and tasting notes?
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get into some whiskey.
I've got my my beaker, my excellence beaker.
What do you got on the nose?
Hey man, this is a friendly nose. It's got a lot. It comes up and talks to you a little bit and says, "How do you do?" Hello. So
how do you do?
Vanilla, pineapple, and that led me to memories of my grandmother making 7-Up cake or something like that. Or do you know what I'm talking about? No. Yeah. It's like they take lime jello and make it with 7-Up instead of water, and then there's like whipped cream on it and some cherries. It's delicious. And pineapple, crushed pineapple inside of it.
I can get on board with it.
Oh, it's so good. It's very refreshing. So that led me to that. Cherries, limes, but it's got a little bit of heat to it. A little bit of just some regular black pepper. And yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed about this is that I definitely enjoy this a lot better when it's sat out for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit of the edge off it. And most whiskeys get better when you leave them out for it. But I feel like especially some of the astringency and the like kind of spiky in your face notes that you get a lot with rye, it kind of goes away a little bit. And it kind of turns into more like candied, more like sweet notes that I like, because apparently I like early drinks. Which I had a lot of. I just got back from the Florida Keys on vacation. Had a lot of pina coladas.
You didn't have to drive on vacation.
No, I didn't. So I get, wow, immediately, you know, like just regular peppermints, right?
Yeah.
You know how they make the green peppermint candies?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I get a little bit of...
I like those green peppermints.
I have to be in the right mood for them, though. I get a little bit of thyme.
Mm-hmm.
Thyme.
Is it?
Mhm.
Now you're confusing me.
Is it thyme or thyme?
Time.
Thyme?
Time. All the leaves are... Reminds me.
Lemon capers. Then I get... There's some kind of like citrusy lemon. Have you ever had lemon capers? Like on chicken?
Yeah. Delicious.
Something about it reminds me of it. I don't know why. Cracked black pepper. This is just kind of astringency, just peppery, in your face note. Vanilla cake in the background with a little bit of frosting. And then lastly, like dry rye chips that you'd get like from gordetos.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce? I can't pronounce anything now. Is it gordetos?
Sure. Yeah.
Or like Chex mix, you know, the savory Chex mix.
Yeah. The
mixes. So
the little, I always call them bagel bites, but they're rye chips.
And there's a little bit of some, whether, I don't know if it's caramel, I don't know if it's something sweet, caramel.
Are you
do
you eat the rye chips?
Love them.
There's two kinds of people in this world.
You don't like them?
There's the people
I
that
dig through the bags to get them.
Oh, they're all, and you always have them because no one ever eats them.
I love them. You don't like them?
Oh, throw me off a bridge.
Seriously?
Oh, man.
I like them.
Yeah.
Give me some dry rye chips.
Astringent.
It's going to be a miracle if you like this.
Astringent.
All right. Yeah, I think that's about all I get on the nose. What do you get on the palate?
The palate. Well, let me take a little swig. This is so uncouth.
I kind of want to watch you spit it out. Swish it like horse looning.
For me, it tastes like I'm eating a big pile of black licorice. That light pepper heat's on it. It kind of reminded me of also a malted milk malt. That's probably maybe more the finish. It's like got a little malty creaminess to it. And then my other thought was it minty, like an Andes mint with maybe a little bit of chocolate, but not, it's like probably the astringentness of like a dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Since you said astringent. It's the word of the night.
Astringent?
Astringent. ASTRING.
Gives me flashbacks to like 8th grade and freshman year when we both had really bad acne with the astringent with like the just make the zits go away.
Please
make it go away.
Please, dear Lord. He never answered. No, he did. Dr. Rohr.
Dr. Rohr.
Dr. Rohr. An angel of mercy.
What was the name of that medicine that like
Accutane.
Accutane.
You either had a really good experience like you and I did, or you flew a plane.
Or you died from Accutane.
That kid flew a plane into a building.
From Accutane?
They say he was depressed from it.
What?
Yeah. If you've ever taken Accutane.
Remember how pink I already have like
we were pink pigs.
I have a red tint to me already. It makes you extremely sensitive to sunlight.
Yeah.
And
why
like
is your
basically
face,
dries
we've told
off.
this story.
I know.
Why is your face chapped?
But that was like a long time ago. So
yeah. Astringent.
Stringent. Yeah. Man, we haven't done a review in a while. We're off our game tonight.
I just want this to be proof. All those people that are like, Dave had 3 sheets to the wind tonight. This is me stone cold sober. And I'm this weird.
Dave is that goofy all the time. All right, so I get again green peppermint mints. This time it's more of a lemon oil than lemon capers. Some kind of, lemon oil. I don't know how.
Maybe that's the kind of oily taste to it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm with you. Terrible. Just kidding.
This time I get a little cola notes. Not Coca-Cola, just some kind of cola.
Yeah, like a random, like an RC Cola. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking of all things Canadian when I was drinking that.
Again, cracked black pepper, vanilla cake with frosting. There is after like the hardcore astringency and like spikiness of the, the peppermint mints of the rye, just the black pepper. Then there's like some like really sweet, like caramely vanilla notes that make it pleasant. You kind of got to fish for them though first. So if you first get a bottle of this and you pour it, don't judge it on the first like sip and the first smell.
Yeah.
I think it needs some time. It needs to, just rye is just more of kind of a in your face drink.
I would recommend the method.
Yeah, you're taking your connoisseurhood to another level. You're like the wine.
This is going to be the new way to do it.
Blindfold themselves and then you spit into a cup.
And then guess what goes to? You pour it into a little to-go thing, and you send it out to.
Any viewers who wants some samples? Courtesy of Dave from the Cave.
Dave from the Cave.
Some samples of some
from deep
WhistlePig 10 rye.
Deep inside the oral cave.
So I think that's about all I get. Then again, I think on the palate, the dry rye chips that you get from gordetos or
those terrible nightmares.
I don't know. You really don't like them?
I don't know. I guess I've never given them a fair. I eat them.
When I was a kid, I didn't like them.
Yeah, I should try them.
You
again.
Probably just didn't like them as a kid.
They were so hard. Yeah. I'll try them again.
So
finish.
Yeah.
A lot of those things still same. A little bit of softness, vanilla stays. It's that waxy, oily coating. You are right that astringentness or whatever does eventually fade away, but I think it's a medium, if that.
Yeah.
Finish.
I will say this: I like 100% rye, but I think I enjoy my rye with a little bit more corn or malted barley in the mash bill.
Yeah.
Personally.
Something to just.
I've had some really good 100% rye, but I think I overall prefer a little corn or malted barley in the mash bill.
Yeah.
Just me.
To go with my score, I had this in a bar in Chicago. I had wanted WhistlePig, but I didn't want this one. And
didn't you ask about Boss Hog or something like that?
Yeah, it was Boss Hog or something.
It's gonna be like $200 for one glass.
Right. It was gonna be like $70 or something like that, or something silly. And I said, I don't want that. I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on it. And the guy came over with like a glass of this as like a consolation. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And it wasn't my favorite then, and it's not my favorite now. It's a very good whiskey. It's
properly made. They do things the right way.
And if you like rye, you're probably gonna love it.
Yeah.
And so for that, I don't think it was made for me. So my score it's probably higher than what my true feelings are because I appreciate the quality that it is, and I know it's good. But it's not my favorite. So I'm gonna give it an 86.
86?
Yeah.
It's better than I thought you were gonna give it.
Yeah. Well, I know that somebody likes rye.
Yeah. One thing I will say about this positively is that for me the finish is very, very long, and I just think it's all that astringency, the black pepper, the green peppermint, just all the rye. It'll stick with you for a while. So if you like it, it's delicious. So I like rye whiskey. I like this whiskey. It's not my favorite rye whiskey, But I can definitely, I want to support WhistlePig. I think that they're going to start doing things the right way. I think that they are doing things the right way now. So I'm going to give this 85 out of 100.
All right.
But if on quality, I would probably say like 87. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying my preference because I don't necessarily always like 100% rye. I'd give it an 85.
I just don't want you to be turned off by our lack of fulfillment in the bottle because it could fulfill you. 100% sober.
With that, on that
100%
note, question of the night.
Oh,
It
man.
might fulfill you.
It might fulfill you. Speaking of fulfillment,
Speaking of how to
how about them Brooklyn Nets?
oh gosh.
Man, 2 years from now they'll be okay.
So we agreed. We were like, we probably shouldn't talk about basketball. Probably should talk about something different. And then we're like, let's talk about immigration. And then we're like, no.
So that led
too much of a hot topic.
That led to an hour and a half conversation of him trying to walk upstairs while talking immigration. just like every 10 minutes you went up one extra step.
We want to talk politics so bad, but we know it's going to be such a divisive issue that we don't know if we should bring it to the channel.
We would make it good because you are.
I know.
You're good center right, and
We're both.
I'm not center left. I am. I just.
We would be the right people to do it, but being a whiskey channel, we probably shouldn't risk it because even if you alienate, even if we lose 20 subs, it's not going to be great for the channel.
I think we've already lost them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basketball again.
So.
Yeah.
But with how crazy free agency was this year, we got to
leaving after a championship.
Yeah. Which he would not have won without the injuries.
I know.
People give him a little bit too much credit.
I know, but
he is great. He's him, KD, and LeBron, and they're right there for the greatest player.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, LeBron is getting old.
Yeah.
Do you still think he's the best, even at his age?
No, he's not the best.
I think 2 years ago he was.
Yeah.
I think last year and this year, I still think he's top 5.
I think his last finals run with the Cavs was his last good year.
Yeah, where he was the greatest.
Where he was the peak. Where he was what everything is compared to.
But maybe once the injuries
or a different role on the team, where if he gets, I think if he could have had Kawhi or somebody that could take that role, he would have.
Have you watched AD
you
play?
imagine
I haven't really watched.
Can you imagine LeBron as the other option?
The facilitator to Anthony Davis and Kawhi?
Yeah, the other option.
Although I gotta say, that pick and roll with Anthony Davis and LeBron, it's a lose-lose for whoever you're playing.
Did you see the All-Star Game clip of LeBron throwing him a oop? Yeah.
That's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
So,
how about what's the future of Golden State, man? They're gonna max out Clay. They're gonna keep Draymond. They're gonna keep so probably not.
They'll be
this
good
year.
Next year. They'll be just in the thick. The good thing is, and there's a little part of me just being an Ohio guy.
They lost Boogie.
Loving LeBron.
Boogie to the Lakers.
One part of me really wants to see LeBron do really well. Some things he does these days bugs me, but I'm still an Ohio boy at heart, so I got to root for him.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that there's so much parity now.
Oh yeah.
And it's more duos as opposed to we got four All-Stars. Golden State looking at you. That was fair.
Karma's a. I'm just kidding.
Karma is a. So who do you think?
Man.
Who do you think is gonna dominate the next 2-3 years?
2 to 3 years.
Who do you think is gonna win next year?
Man, I would like to see.
Are the Clippers? Is their bench and the rest of their team really that? I know Patrick Beverley's good.
Yeah. Well, can you?
Are they really that? They're acting like their team is just.
Well, they did pretty good
even without.
They made it to the playoffs. So Clippers probably will be. I think everybody's going to be in it, man.
If Kuzma can step up and turn into what he's capable of,
I just think the Lakers front office is and Rich Paul,
a hot mess.
Rich Paul, the agent extraordinaire, is just messing up the whole thing.
Oh no, they got. Getting Danny Green.
They got to get the logo back.
Getting Danny Green, a good 3-and-D, as I like to call him. That's a good pickup. There's Avery Bradley.
I like how Danny was up in Toronto waiting for Kawhi. Should I stay or should I go now?
I think that was all along. If we don't get Kawhi, Danny, we want to get.
Yeah, well, he was. And they got Boogie out of it.
Rajon Rondo, like if he's healthy,
we'll see, man.
I mean, obviously he's not going to be consistent the whole year.
So who out of the East? How about Milwaukee?
Sixers or Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Boston, I'm not. I thought they were going to be the team to beat in the East, but they have, with Kyrie and just everything fell apart.
What about Jimmy Butler to the Heat? Says no one.
Yeah, but then they lost Hassan Whiteside, right? Because
he's just going there.
You go to Portland?
Party. Yeah, he went to Portland.
Did you see
Lillard
throwing shade?
Yeah,
like,
well,
MJ wouldn't have done this. Well, MJ didn't have a chance either because back then players didn't have power.
McCutcheon, is that who?
McCollum?
Is he staying in Portland?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Yeah,
as far as I know. So you think who?
I think next year, my prediction.
So who's going to be in the finals? And two teams in the finals, and who's going to win?
2 teams in the finals are going to be the Golden State Warriors and the
What? You think Golden State?
Watch this. I think Golden State
is going to come out of the West?
Yeah.
Over the Clippers and the Lakers.
I think Curry and
dude, they don't have Iguodala.
I know.
Their bench isn't that good anymore.
Dude, it is so up in the air right now. I'm just throwing out the craziest. I think it's going to be Boston and Golden State.
I'm just kidding. You could be right.
John Wall is gonna. Or wait, no. Who's Kemba?
Kemba Walker.
Is it Kemba?
Kemba took Kyrie.
I think Kemba is a much better place there because he's a distributor.
I do think that they're going to be better next year than they were this year.
So, anyways, I'm going to guess Boston, but also too because the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics are well-run organizations, and
did Redick stay with
the
Sixers?
No.
Who did he go?
He went to
the
Pelicans.
So they lost.
He went to the Pelicans.
Oh, they're gonna be good.
Zion.
I mean, they're a couple years away, but they got a promising future.
Yeah.
So timeout. The Sixers lost Jimmy Buckets and Redick.
Yeah.
Because that was gonna be my pick to come out of the East.
Yeah. No.
Then I'm gonna go with. For me, I'm gonna go with. I was gonna go with Sixers, but now that it's been revealed that they don't have Redick or Jimmy Buckets, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Okay.
And then
Lakers.
So for me, it's a toss up between Clippers and Lakers.
Okay. So an LA team.
If Clay was healthy, I wouldn't bet out Golden State. I do think they're not going to be. I think people don't realize how much Livingston and Iguodala coming off the bench meant to
I know. They're devastated, but I think they're going to figure something out and be in it.
I actually think the Lakers are going to work better than people think. I think they got a lot of good defenders, people like 3-and-Ds, like people that can shoot threes and play defense.
And Space Jam is coming out.
And Space Jam. I think Anthony Davis is a beast. Yeah. So
I think LeBron got to sell a bunch more jerseys because he changed his number.
LeBron's going to be super motivated. So next year I'm going to go Lakers versus Milwaukee. Lakers win.
All right.
Boom.
Heard it here first.
Please like, subscribe. Thank you guys as always for watching. Leave us a question of the night if you want to hear us talk about something like immigration. Or what was the other question we were going to do tonight?
Who knows?
Thank you guys for joining, and remember, Scotch is king,
but bourbon is best. Rye is best.